Okay, I have hundreds of stories I could tell y'all about anything under the sun, but I'm going to give a little warning to parents because this right here was one of the scariest moments of my life. So this has been several years. Kip was 2.5 at the time. He woke up one morning, got out of bed, and he fell down. I assumed he was super tired. I just put him back in the bed, and within an hour and a half or so, he was ready to get up. So he got out of bed again, and I watched him, and what he looked like was a newborn calf or a newborn deer where they stand up and their legs like do this and they buckle. He could not stand. It's like he had no muscle mass in his legs. It was crazy. So I pick him up, and of course I freak out. I call my cousin. She's like, has he been sick? And I was like, well, come to think of it, he did throw up before bed last night, which was strange, but kids throw up. You never know why. They could just get gagged on something and throw up. But he went to sleep. He was fine. So we got him food and drink. My husband's trying to calm me down. Just give him a little bit. Don't freak out. My husband was kicking a soccer ball because ball was like his favorite thing. He was super athletic. He's always been well beyond his years, so he could just like jump on a four-wheeler and ride around, play any kind of sports. And so he was kicking a ball, and Kip's like, I want to kick it, Daddy. So my husband's like, come on. So he tried to stand up, and he did it again. So I immediately called the pediatrician. I tell him what's going on. They said, get here as soon as possible. So we hauled butt. It's a 30-minute drive, and I probably got there within 15 minutes because I was booking it. So they had us a room straight in the back. I didn't even have to get checked in. They had us a room ready at the children's hospital, which is where we stayed for the next week running all these tests. I'll do another story time on how I found out what it was because the doctors never said what it was. They completely disagreed. But he had open wounds on his leg from where he had been bitten by mosquitoes, and he scratched it. My husband had sprayed off deep woods, which is a high percentage of DEET, all on his legs. So it got into his bloodstream, and he had DEET poisoning. The throwing up was trying to get that out of his system. But that's why he couldn't walk. We left the hospital a week later. They did spinal taps, MRIs. I asked the doctor, would they just check his urine and test him for DEET poisoning? And they said, if it's DEET poisoning, he'd be dead by the morning. You need to worry about what we think it is. Let us do our job. And I'm like, please do your job. Do all the tests. I wasn't saying no to any of the tests. I want to know what's wrong with my baby, and I want to fix it, obviously. So they finally take the urine, and they left it on our counter for 2 days and never even tested it. So we left a week later. In his chart, they chalked it up to a virus. Now, have you ever seen a virus make a kid not be able to walk for a month? It took a month for him to walk normal. When we left the hospital, he could stand a little better, but if you moved him too much, I'm telling you, it was terrible. He looked like he had a muscle disease where his legs didn't work. Everything worked, but he could not walk for a whole month. Do not use DEET on your kids.